Train by day, Joe Rogan Podcast by night, all day.
Just understandable. I mean, they spent $4 billion on the UFC. They're gonna want to run it their way. I get that. It's an incredible investment. I don't know how the fuck they're gonna make that money back. You're a smart financial guy. How the hell do they make that money back?
They won't.
Whoa, Jesus, Dan Pena. Why did you do that?
It's not likely.
No?
The way I would do it is I would take it public.
Oh, is that how you make your money back?
You heard it here first on Joe's show. Take it public.
And if they take it public?
They can make 50% on their money in a week. I mean, a week after they take it public, because the average investor pays up too much. They pay up high multiples. And the difference between a non-liquid investment and a liquid investment, the multiples are normally 50 to 100% higher.
You just lost me talking Chinese.
Okay, if let's just say they bought it at 20 times earnings.
Okay.
Okay. $4 billion equated to 20 times earnings.
Right. So that means 20 times per annual earnings?
Yeah,
okay.
That's correct. So they take it public, and the investment public, the schmucks that buy stocks on the New York Stock Exchange, will give you 40 times.
They will?
Yes.
Huh. Why don't they do that then?
Well,
what's the problem with taking things public?
Well, they lose control. And it depends on how much of the stock are they going to sell.
Right.
Are they going to sell 10%? They're certainly not going to sell 50.1% because then they lose total control.
Right.
But then they also have to adhere to the SEC, Security Exchange Commission. There's rules. And they have to have audited statements every 90 days. And if they gave you too much money for expenses and it's down there as a footnote, they come and investigate. Why'd you give Rogan that? Why'd you do that?
Oh, I see.
And most people don't want to go public because of that. I went public because I could see that I was going to make 1,000 times my money. I mean, or not even 100,000 times my money. So it was a no-brainer.
You made 100,000 times your money by going public?
Well, it's actually better than that.
Jesus.
I grew,
Jamie, we need to take this podcast public.
I grew at 67,000% a year.
What the fuck does that even mean? How is that even possible?
67. My total growth on my original investment was 55 million%.
Jesus Christ. That's a lot of money, Dan
And
Pena.
there hasn't been Facebook nor anybody else, anybody even close. But unfortunately for me, because it was 25 years ago, I was at a low base. My base was only $500,000. Or 500 million. But now, I mean,
what does that mean by your base?
In other words, I grew the company from $800
right
to 500 million.
Right.
Okay. So, but my initial base was call it $1,000.
Okay.
Okay. And my exit base was 500 million.
Okay.
$500 million. And of course, I had a lot of shareholders. It wasn't just me. But now the company grew. If you take $800 and you figure out you do a spreadsheet on the growth per year, it's 67,000%, and if you do the total growth, it's 55 million%. 55 million%.
Now, if you're an MMA fan, and if
Yes,
you were
I
going to
am.
give advice to the people that own the UFC, what would you tell them? Oh yeah, Alpha Brain. Alpha. What would you give them? What advice would you say?
I'd hire somebody like Goldman Sachs. I'd hire more than one. I'd say Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan or somebody like that, or Credit Suisse, to look at how to make their investment liquid, because now it's frozen like a stiff dick. I mean, it's not going anyplace.
So what does that mean? Like, how do you make it liquid?
Liquid, okay. Let's just say we're going to take this podcast public.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get crazy.
Okay, let's get crazy. Now, let's just say that right now you make, let's throw out numbers, $1 million a year off your podcast, and you have no other shareholders. Okay, just you. Okay. Now, you want to take it public, and you want to take it public on one of the secondary or tertiary exchanges, because this wouldn't be big enough to take on the New York Stock Exchange. And you want to sell shares in your baby for $1,000 a share. Okay.
How many shares does one have?
Well, as many as you want, if you want.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can make 100 million shares at $1,000 a share?
Yeah, but you couldn't equate that much value. But you could do 1,000 shares at $1,000 a share.
Okay.
Okay. And so you sell 20% off to the public. So 20% of those shares are, and I mean, you got millions of people to follow you. I mean, that would be a slam dunk. I mean, it would be a no-brainer. It'd be a no-brainer.
But then a bunch of people would be telling me who to get
as long as you got to keep control. Fuck
keep
you.
Control.
You know,
they would try to get that power though.
Yeah, well, they would. And but as long as you held, or your group, or your consortium, or you and your buddies held more than 50%, they could never take control.
Right. But it seems like that's where hostile takeovers come from, right?
Correct.
Yeah, people gather up. Yeah. You get excited there.
Yeah, I'm getting excited myself just thinking about it. Yeah.
Hostile takeovers. That's like the
then
ultimate
you can just
chess
say,
move.
okay, well, we'll meet in the cage. You can put your best guy up, I'll put my best guy, and then we'll settle it that way. Just like they do in the old days. You know, instead of the two armies going to war, the best knight from this guy and the best knight from this guy.
Right. They duke it out.
And then who would you pick to defend your honor?
My honor?
Yeah, in the cage. I mean, if the other side had a guy, who would you pick?
It's a good question. Are we doing weight classes?
No. Anything goes.
This is a heavyweight named Francis Ngannou. I think I might put my money on that guy.
Yeah?
Terrifying. Young heavyweight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, who would they pick?
Knocks people dead. Who cares? Let them pick whoever the fuck they want.